Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of First and Last. My name is Josh, and with me this week, like always, we've got Joe.
Hey, man.
And Jimmy.
What is it that is up?
Hello, good sir, and other good sir.
Cool.
What's up with you, kids?
Oh, man.
Tell the listeners at home what you've been doing. Itemized receipt of your whole week.
Oh, God.
I turn 34 tomorrow.
Hell yeah, you do.
I had to think long and hard about what the actual number was going to be.
Just a baby.
What time, what year do you think you stopped counting age? Like maybe 23?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say like 27.
Yeah.
I think I started forgetting how old I was.
Nearly a decade ago.
Yeah, almost a decade ago. Yeah.
Jeez.
There's no way to know though. Stop counting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? I just stopped counting one day, and then all of a sudden I realized I didn't know how old I was.
This last year was like at least
I feel like
8.
I'll start counting again once I feel shitty.
Yeah.
Like once
How long have been
Counting
shitty?
down the years is
You're gonna make a paper chain instead of counting down a paper chain. This is how many days I've felt like shit.
Oh man, 12 days in a row. How old am I?
I should go to the doctor.
That's probably true now.
It's been hundreds of days.
Yeah, I just feel like mid to late 20s in your prime, and then floated pretty well into my mid 30s.
Yeah, your second prime.
And still feel good.
Second prime.
Into
So
your Amazon Prime.
I feel like I don't care about how old I am until I start need to worry about how old I am,
34. That's just the beginning of your second prime, if even.
I'll take it from you.
Yeah.
Person who was
we're
34 a decade ago.
Whoa, you son of a...
Jimmy's 72 for our listeners out there.
Oh, man. At heart, for sure.
72 at heart.
That's not positive.
What happened 72 years ago?
72 years ago?
What
Man,
year is this?
I'm not calculating how
What
old
year
I
is
am
this?
right now.
Literally 1950. Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, not a great time.
Yeah, not necessarily the best.
Anything pre-civil rights era is that's MAGA territory. We don't want to.
You could afford a house pretty well, though. We were just talking
Yeah.
about houses before we recorded. And
Just giving them away.
Oh
cheap
man, yeah.
You could.
Were home loans even a thing then?
Well, you didn't have to be. You could be a mailman, and your wife could be either a stay-at-home wife or a
You just
a
trade in
lunch
some
lady, and
cattle.
you guys could raise 13 kids
Mm-hmm.
and have no problems.
Hmm.
And then those boomers
guess.
fucked all of us. Welcome to First and Last. Joe, what is this podcast about?
We take some swipes at older people, and then then we get into the business of watching a TV show. But we only watched the first and the last episode of the show.
That's
Nothing
right.
in between. Just the pilot and the finale. I feel like when we started doing this, it was like three dummies who'd never seen TV, watching a thing, and now it's we still don't really know much about TV, but
Still three dummies.
I mean, maybe still dummies even, but we've seen more pilots and finales than most people.
Yeah.
We've probably seen more pilots
I dare you to see
in
more
finales than
pilots.
a lot of TV executives.
Yeah, I was gonna say definitely more than most people is easy, but people who have TV podcasts, we've watched more pilots than them for sure.
More so than other podcasts that now do the same exact
The same
premise.
exact premise. Oh boy.
You dicks.
Yeah.
Just kidding. There's no one else like us. Just this podcast. Don't go look for the other ones.
They're all canceled.
They're all the worst.
Are you doing a TV show thing or a 2021?
No, I'm not doing some
stuff.
sort of social thing.
Okay.
We found some dirt.
Yeah, no.
They're canceled.
I'm not. No, I wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
That was a TV joke.
I'm not trying to get canceled back. Let me tell you.
But I can't wait for that
Pretty easily
reboot.
cancelable.
Right?
Oh, do not look into Joe's past.
Tawdry.
Oof.
Dodgy.
Haven't used that
Do
word.
not look up my Zanga.
Speaking of Zanga, actually, before we get into the show that Jimmy picked this week, is I heard, I guess on some social media or something, that someone said, Oh man, I really wish that my Twitter I could like put, or maybe it was their Twitter, but like they were. Let's use that as the example because I think that's what they said. I really wish that my Twitter I could put like a song on my Twitter, so then when they go to my Twitter page, then a song would play, and then they would know like what song I'm into right now, and I'm like, they had that. It was called MySpace.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And Zanga did it too, actually.
If I could show my like top 6 friends at the top of my Twitter, that would be great too.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. T-Mobile did that even.
Yeah, but you couldn't shove that into people's faces quite so much like a MySpace page.
MySpace Tom.
Yeah. Get him out of there.
Tom's everyone's friend. All right. Jimmy, it was your week to pick a show though.
TV. Yeah, so I have a list that I've been trying to slowly work through of shows that were suggested by a friend of the show, and so
does this friend have a name or is it a secret person?
His name's Garrett. I'll call him out.
All
right, cool.
You've been called out, Garrett.
Yeah. We've done a couple shows now of his. I don't know if you guys know that or not. I think I said that they were suggestions.
If we hate this show, we'll know who to blame, Garrett.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to add him on MySpace as a friend and then remove him.
You know what? I was talking to him a while ago, and he said something that was interesting to me. It was probably during the pandemic, because they during the pandemic moved, which, you know, good for you if you did anything during quarantine. But like working from home, you lost all like commute time. So like, when are you listening to stuff?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is like, oh, is that why our spins are down? No, I'm just kidding.
I listen to stuff all the time. Commute time was less podcasting time, I think, honestly, than like, I mean, gym time was podcast time, so I lost a lot of that. But like bike ride time is podcast time, walking time. Those were corona proof.
Yeah.
Lawn mowing.
A lot more walking.
Yeah.
Snow blowing. Anyway, Black Sails. Did I say that? We're going to watch Black Sails. Have you heard of this?
Is that about a ghost ship?
The ship's evolved, I believe.
I honestly have never heard of the show.
Yeah, me neither.
It's a Stars show, which is probably why no one's ever heard of it.
Okay.
But 2014 to 2017, I think it's 4 seasons in that time frame. Yeah.
Wait, what is it? Black Sails?
Black Sails.
I started typing in ghost into Google.
It's a Ghost Sails, and it's a prequel to Treasure Island is like the story, I guess.
Oh.
But I'm just envisioning just Pirates of the Caribbean straight up.
I don't really know the Treasure Island story that well either.
Who's to say? There's islands. There's treasure.
I feel like I remember
that
that was Treasure Island was like a junior high. It was like a 7th grade English book, and it was a book that I for sure just cliff noted and like did not read at all.
Excellent.
So I did not retain any of it.
Just a classic.
Sorry,
it.
Mrs. Burnt.
Was that a history teacher of yours?
It was an English teacher.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's a period drama / action adventure, according to Wikipedia. 4 seasons, 38 episodes. When did it run? 24. You said that. 2014 to 2017.
See, based on the name, I assumed it was like a pirate comedy. Like
literally thought Black Sails made me think pirates or old wooden ships and ghosts.
Okay.
It is listed on IMDb as an adventure drama. I mean, and if it's, you know, a Treasure Island thing, that's probably what I'd assume. What I know about this show is what I've already said, and Jessica Parker Kennedy is in it, and she is Flash's daughter from the future in the CW.
It all comes together now. Jimmy once again requests a show to watch that has someone from the Flareoverse.
Okay, the Flash is good. Even if you don't like CW or superheroes, the Flash is good.
I watched
all
of that
it's
crap.
Fun.
It's just funny.
It's funny.
Okay. I mean, I would assume, I don't have any clue. Never even heard of this show.
I mean, do you know Treasure Island?
Not really.
Yeah,
is Treasure... So I think I
isn't there
might
a Muppets
confuse
version?
Treasure
Muppets
Island with
version.
potentially like Robinson Crusoe,
Okay.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I assume one of those, Treasure Island or Robinson Crusoe, like weren't they stranded on an island?
I think that's
Is that-
Robinson Crusoe.
Okay, is that Swiss Family Robinson? Is that the same thing?
Swiss
Is that
Family
different?
Robinson is what you're thinking of.
Don't know if that's the
Yeah,
same
okay, that's
thing.
what I'm thinking
Lost in Space.
of. Yeah, so I assume that. So, but Treasure Island, yeah, I mean that kind of maybe. Yeah, I've never read that before. I kind of assume that's more Pirates of the Caribbean-y, like sailing around trying to find treasure.
Yeah, I assume there's treasure, right?
Yeah.
There's a treasure map.
Like a company of people are trying to find treasure, but instead of wandering around the desert trying to find like the road to El Dorado, they're on the open seas looking in different places.
So I guess this is like the origin of the treasure. So it's got to be they come upon some treasure somehow, or some riches somehow, and they're trying to stash it somewhere.
Right. Wouldn't it make sense that the first episode is essentially, I mean, at the moment, the first episodes is like what, Ocean's 11 type scenario where they're building the crew.
Ooh.
They find out they're like, hey, there might be a treasure. They came across a map, or like there's inklings, and so now they're
Totally
like
just watched that.
getting
remake.
ready.
I'm into a pirate heist show.
Yeah. I mean, because right. I mean, if you're gonna find a buried treasure or a secret treasure, you probably gotta get the right people, and then you gotta the whole adventure to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And then whatever probably lies on the island or wherever it is, the shipwreck or something like that. So that's my thoughts on basically probably the first season or two of the show is what's happening.
Okay.
So episode 1 is Ocean's 11 is what I'm saying. But instead of a casino, they're
I
going
like
to
that.
get on a boat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the preparation.
Hence Ocean.
Yeah.
Trying to find like a quick synapse of just Treasure Island. Here's what the wiki says. It's an adventure novel from the late 1800s by Scottish author Robert Louis Stevenson, narrating a tale of buccaneers and buried gold.
Yeah.
Its influence is enormous on popular perceptions of pirates. Say that shit on air. Making popular such elements as treasure maps marked with an X, schooners, the Black Spot, tropical islands, and one-legged seamen bearing parrots on their shoulders.
Ooh.
So literally just all the things from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay. So also, yeah, this is just going to feel like Pirates of the Caribbean, sort of, except there's probably, maybe, I don't know. I say right away, at least in the first episode, there's not going to be like people that turn into skeletons in the moonlight and like Davy Jones, it's a squid man, like I don't think those things will be in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it leading to something like that eventually, where it's like, we're in season 4, we need some silly needs to happen.
Some ghosts, giant squid. Who knows?
Some undead pirates.
There's got to be a kraken or some sort of sea monster
Gotta be a kraken.
at some point in
Time
the show.
travel.
Gotta be some.
Yeah, wait, is
Bermuda
this an Abrams?
I don't think so.
That'd be
I don't
hilarious.
think he did any stars things.
Yeah. What do you guys? What are any other thoughts about this? I mean, do you think I'm right, Joe?
I mean, I don't know if you're right, but that sounds great. I mean,
Get behind
I guess my other thought is like maybe it isn't like a buried treasure because maybe they end up burying the treasure in the end, but it's just like treasure that they steal from. Like,
Ooh,
a
maybe
king.
if it's a prequel to Treasure Island, they're the ones that procure the first treasure, and then
Right.
they end up burying it at the end.
That's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah,
yeah, they bury it, but like
exactly.
it was originally stolen from just like a king in a castle.
Yeah, we should save with these predictions for
Mhm.
later. But yeah, no, I like where you're going.
Because you could still Ocean's 11 it that way. Yeah.
Right. So this still seems like they are probably still going after some sort of treasure type scenario
Yeah.
or whatever.
I do picture like a whole crew of pirates. Like I can't imagine this being just like a small, just some dude like looking for gold.
No, yeah, I can't. I never even thought about it being like one guy being like, I'm going on an adventure.
Yeah.
And then like his wife's like, don't leave us. You have 4 kids. This treasure will be fine forever. And then he dies. And
eyes at sea.
The creators of this worked on Jericho, which we did.
Oh,
If that helps.
I think so. I remember that being good.
Yeah. And it's premiere TV. You got to pay for this stuff, so
it's
throw some money at it.
Are there other good shows on Stars?
True Blood?
That's Showtime.
Nah, then I don't know. Dexter?
No, that's HBO. What am I saying? Dexter's Showtime.
Dang it. Yeah, I have no idea. Stars. No idea. What were you saying earlier, Joe, about 3 buffoons watching TV for the first time?
3 dummies.
Yeah, I mean,
Just 3 dummies.
What am I, made of
because
money
we've
and trying to watch Stars all the
seen
time?
a lot of pilots doesn't mean we've seen all the shows.
The weird thing too is like Stars, a lot of like apps and stuff, streaming things you got to pay extra for like HBO and Stars and stuff. This show is just on Hulu. So not sure what that's about.
Yeah, I just scrolled through a bunch of Stars shows and I didn't recognize any of them, like, except for, like American Gods.
Oh yeah, that sounds familiar.
Oh,
That's based
I've
on a
seen.
book,
I know
right?
about somebody who's watched that before.
That's about all I recognized.
All right,
All right.
cool. Should we just watch this first episode?
Yeah.
It's this show has a fun naming scenario.
Not
It's
pilot.
this is the first episode is titled 1, like the Roman numeral 1.
Oh, okay.
And then it goes on
gonna
from
do
that
that
in
thing.
Roman numerals.
Okay. Hey, it's not pilot, right?
Doesn't say pilot. If it said 1 and then all the other names had like names, then I'd be like, that's just clever pilot wording. But
Yeah.
no, they're all like that.
Right on.
Okay, well, let's watch this first episode called 1. Debuted January 25th, 2014. We'll be back after that. And we're back. We're done with the first episode entitled 1 of Black Sails. Jimmy, do you have a write-up?
I do. John Silver joins Captain Flint's crew as his ship's new cook, whilst secretly holding a highly valuable page of the captain's log, which he takes from the first cook, who had stolen it from the captain himself. Meanwhile, Captain Flint faces a potential mutiny from his crew and must work to secure their support. The captain recruits his first mate Billy Bones to help overthrow the mutineers' leader, Singleton.
That guy's name was Billy Bones?
Yeah, dude.
No, okay.
Bill Bones.
You know, Billy Bones. Meanwhile, Eleanor Guthrie tries to keep order on the lawless island of New Providence while conducting her father's business.
Oh, that was that lady that got punched in the face.
Yeah.
Okay.
And her dad is the guy who's now who was passed out in the lifeboat.
Oh, that was her dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's her dad, Mr. Guthrie. And all the while, the Royal Navy's suspicions of the pirates grow stronger. Apparently, they don't totally know what's going on with the pirates in this, and Nassau being a pirate haven and stuff. I don't know.
Well, the captain said something about if people find out about something, then the states will crack down and it won't be a pirate haven anymore or something like that.
Sure.
So that was some sort of thing. I mean, right away it was definitely a lot of characters and pretty impossible to keep track of what their names were for sure.
Yeah.
And only some of them were on for maybe 15 minutes of the hour in some show.
Yep. It was like Game of Thrones levels where they're you were lost almost immediately and no one said anyone's names ever.
Yeah.
It's come on, man.
Oh yeah, I think it took 50 minutes and I was like, Captain Flint.
Yeah.
And he was one of the
Yeah.
first people we saw.
And oh yeah, this guy with the messed up face. I'll remember that face.
Yeah, they did not say his name. That's
Did
in
we-
the
yeah.
write-up, and that's the only reason I know it.
Yeah, I don't, I don't, you said it. I don't even know his name.
Exactly. Singleton.
Singleton?
Singleton.
Pretty boy Singleton. That's what they called him.
just mostly scar-faced. And apparently, so Captain Flint is a character from Treasure Island. But like a bunch of these people, they like took from like actually like fabled pirates.
Like John Silver,
Maybe.
most pirate name ever.
That's another Treasure Island thing for sure, for sure. But like,
so is that what you're supposed to know? You're like, oh, it's like, oh, we're gonna watch like him become Long John Silver.
Yeah, he gets taller and he becomes Long John.
oh, Billy
puts
Bones
on
is
his
also
underwear.
from Treasure Island.
Long Johns.
Okay, a lot of these people are apparently in Treasure Island, but a few of them, like this Captain Vane's crew, they're all like supposed like pirates that actually existed, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, Long John Silver. They mentioned Blackbeard, but it turned out to be like a harem of sea hookers.
Mm-hmm.
It's just pubes.
Yeah.
It was just black pubes.
Oh God, it's not. We didn't.
Are you gonna beep that?
We'll try.
Am I gonna bleep that?
Yeah, bleep that out.
Nah, it's not. You said it. I can't bleep it.
Crap.
That would be infringing on your First Amendment rights, Jim.
Mine?
Yeah.
All right. So then we have, who else we got? We have Max, who is one of said prostitutes, who's French. I'm sure she's not French in real life, but honestly, I probably wouldn't have known.
Who knows? Yeah.
She's all right.
Not that I'd be a good person to ask, but how good that French accent was.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I mean,
She seems in some schemes. She's kind of hooking up with John Silver. I mean, physically, sexually, and also in his schemes to take this page.
He doesn't even really know. I guess he at the end of the episode, he kind of like found out why people wanted the page.
Mm-hmm.
But he originally just like knew the cook wanted it.
Like, this is valuable.
And then like killed him or took it from him and then joined the pirate crew and then just hid it and was like, this page is important. It's like, you don't even know what it's for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just valuable, so he might need it at some point for bartering or...
And then somehow he found out that the captain had that book. And so he like snuck back onto the ship. They were on the island or in the Bahamas or whatever at shore, and he snuck back to the boat and somehow into the captain's quarters and then found the book, but he dropped a feather of some kind. So Captain knows somebody was in there and has it.
Right. I mean, he knew he didn't know, but he assumed that the book was with the captain because books 1, 2, and 4 of the all the other captain's journal were like in their stuff they were selling.
Oh, right.
And then 3 was missing, and I think he
talked to a
figured
guy.
out that like the page was from one of those journals. So he figured that the Captain Flint must have had number 3.
That's right. The guy, whatever, quartermaster, whatever his title was like, oh yeah, all the books. Like, Captain keeps the books that because he
it
likes
was one
books.
of those. It was one of those guys in like a movie or something that's like, hey, I'm right here, and I just happen to have all the information that you need right now. Convenient.
So then the captain knows that someone in the crew has this page, and he's also being called out for like a mutiny. Apparently there's votes. It's a very democratic system.
Yeah, these pirates in reality were all very, like, right away, the first pirates we saw were like face painted and looked like they were feral creatures.
Yeah.
And then after those like 2 people, then they were all like, let's vote, and we have a captain, and there's a system. And
those first 2 guys are really just into kicking ass.
Yeah,
so.
that's it. They were just
really get into taking over ships.
They were like, we don't care who our captain is as long as we get to kick some ass.
I don't know if you guys were looking, because I think the pizza might have been in play at this point. But the like first like super feral looking guy, he walked into like after the battle and like tried to spook Gates, the like captain's like first mate or whatever, the bald guy with the Illuminati eyeball tattooed on the back of his head, and then took out those were like false teeth like spooky.
Oh, so
spooky
you were
or-
spooky
Those were
teeth
not.
in
They were
battle?
just like messing with these.
I mean, it worked.
Yeah, for sure.
They were freaked out.
Pretty fun. They did slaughter those people though, so there is that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did, even though they even stopped killing when they raided the boat that, like the colony boat or whatever that Long John Silver was on. Sorry, just John Silver at this point.
Yeah.
It's just short.
Like they even like stopped. They just
Medium
stopped
John
like
Silver.
killing people. They're like, I think we're done, right? We won.
Yeah.
You guys are good. And everyone's like, yep, we're yep.
Got the point across.
And then all they did was like murder their captain, I think.
I guess I never saw if he died or not.
He might not have even been dead yet.
He was strung up, like,
getting
or
there.
like tied to the mast or whatever. And it seemed like he was pretty screwed.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone else seemed like they were like, join our crew, or I don't know, get let off the boat or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't seem like you really had a choice.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you're in the crew now.
You're
a
the
pirate.
Singleton guy tried to make it sound like to them that like this is a better life, and
Yeah.
like you were slaves then, and now you're just hungry and don't have jobs and stuff.
And now you're screwed, so you might as well become a pirate.
Interesting
Yeah.
life.
You got to raid the next shift. It's just like, it's almost like an MLM. Just get brought in, and you got to raid the next ship to bring in more pirates, and then those pirates work for you.
Ooh, pyramid scheme.
Pirate level pyramid scheme. It's a PLP, Jim.
Yeah, I love it.
What did you guys think about just the pirate aesthetic and all of the feels of the show?
It feels familiar. It feels like one of you had mentioned like Game of Thrones, but yeah, it feels like we've seen like these types of fantasies before, whether it's medieval or pirate or whatever, and it's just like, this is just like a little bit turned up and a little bit sexier, and I'm just like, yeah, I get it.
Huh, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say it. There's so many boobs, egregious boobs. But like, yeah, when you think about like Game of Thrones, it's the same level of boobs, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would assume that a lot of the show will eventually start taking place like on ships and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the boob level will probably go down.
Because the dude level will rise.
The dude level will rise and the boob level will decrease as they leave Nassau. I would assume.
Yeah, because really, it's so many dudes, and then Max, and then that Guthrie lady,
Eleanor.
and then there was one like pirate lady.
Yeah, she's got a hat that's on it. She knows she's a pirate.
So
Yeah.
we did get I don't think we talked really about them, but there was like another guy they called Captain Vane, clearly of some other pirate ship that we haven't seen yet, and he's running around with a couple crew, a guy and a gal. They're pirates, so they're not like lads and lasses. I don't know, pirate and piratess.
These ma'ams and gents.
Stand up citizens, and they murder somebody. I'm not even really sure who that. A character came in for 5 minutes and they killed him, and everyone was very upset.
Yeah, that was like some side plot of them all trying to like, I don't know, like it seemed like more local Nassau people, and they
Yeah.
were trying to like do some deal with them or
They
whatever.
killed a beloved old man who just smoked a peace pipe of some kind. What else?
What else?
So the ending I thought was like the best part, unless there's more.
No, what was the ending?
Was so the mutiny is happening, and the Captain Flint is trying to like rally the troops and get them on his side,
Mm-hmm.
and he's saying, someone on this ship like here's what I've been keeping from you, like I've been tracking this Spanish ship of gold that's apparently just sailing around, this treasure ship, and that's what I've been looking for. And the log that they had stolen at the very
Yeah,
beginning
is this
said
ship
that there
just
was
supposed to be
$5
sailing
million.
around in like perpetuity or something? Like, is it just like a forever sail? Yeah, we put our gold on here and we just set it off, so no one can have our gold.
The
Might be the safest place.
bank is not safe. Yeah. Interesting. I mean, who's to say? It's coming from the Americas back and forth, just taking all the Mayans gold tracks. But anyway, so where the hell were we?
Captain says that he's been tracking down that someone took like the page out of the book that is indicating the location of the ship.
Right. So, and he says that this mutineer guy who says he's now captain has it. Mm-hmm. And then John Silver like reaches to his pocket like, wait a minute, don't I have that? And then he's like, oh yeah, I got that. And then Captain Flint and Singleton, beat each other to death. Captain Flint wins. And then he appears to pull a page out of Singleton's pocket to say like, look, crew.
Yeah, a la David Blaine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he knew what he was doing because as pirate law, and pretty much probably any law from the 17th century and before, is like if you did the crime, it's death, but if you accuse the crime, it's also death, and you're like falsely accused. So he was ready with a blank folded up piece of paper that he held out to Billy Bones, who corroborated kind of reluctantly.
Because it was just a blank sheet of paper.
Yeah, he knows it's all bull crap.
Yeah.
And then Captain pumped up the crew and was like, now we're going to go find this ship. But secretly has no idea still where the hell this thing is.
Someone's got it, but he'll figure that out later. He tamped down the mutiny. That's what's important here.
Yep. And just beat a man bloody.
Yeah. Bought himself some time.
I mean, beat the man bloody or be bloodied more. Because he was pretty bloody as well.
Yeah.
He had like a chest slash. He's going to have some sweet like sword scar across his chest now. Like a badass.
Well, that's infected. He's going to die.
That's
1600s.
It's all over. It was like 1715.
Got a paper cut.
I think is what it was.
Oh yeah, it said at the beginning. I think
1715 or 1725.
You just pour some seawater over it and it'll be fine.
Oh God.
Ooh, some salty water.
That's nature's hydrogen peroxide. Just
Love it.
seawater.
Just take a dunk.
I mean, all in all, I feel like if you are like if you're definitely into Treasure Island, this is probably really cool. And also just if you just like pirate stuff, like this made me want to play Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
I like pirate stuff. Which is why I picked
pirates are fun.
I don't like pirate stuff, and like I don't
like you actively don't like pirate stuff.
I guess not actively, but like I'm not into Pirates of the Caribbean, and I like.
Well, that's not that great though.
And like I haven't read Treasure Island. What other pirate stuff could I possibly be into?
That's it.
The
Muppets Treasure Island, just other versions.
Of the other versions of Treasure Island. So I don't really know pirate stuff, but I was into this, so I feel like even if you're not directly into pirate stuff, is pretty engaging.
Maybe you'll find out that you are into pirate stuff.
Yeah, maybe. I like ocean stuff. So
yeah. Well, you're one step away.
I know.
Yeah, ocean stuff is just a step to pirate stuff.
If we get more boats and stuff in this finale, I think that might steal it for me. I might be in.
That'd be fun. Should we predict?
Yeah,
I think so.
Let's go first.
I'll go. So again, the main or one of the characters is John Silver.
Ooh.
And I think by the end,
Silver predicts.
Yeah, I think someone calls him Long John.
Oh, nice.
Not sure how he gets the name.
I thought right away.
Silver.
I thought right away he was a poor man's Heath Ledger.
I can see that.
Yeah. Okay.
He's kind of pretty. And I think Long John kills Captain Flint.
Ooh.
And he probably becomes the captain.
I mean, I have a hard time believing that any of these people survive this long, you know?
Yeah. There's only 4 seasons.
Yeah, it's only 4. I think Eleanor, who I don't know what her title is necessarily. She's the daughter of somebody, and
the Guthrie daughter.
She's in some sort of she's like an office worker as far as the pirates go.
Sort of trade commissioner.
Yeah, she's got
trade commissioner's daughter.
Yeah, some sort of admin.
Just doing the day-to-day.
But I think she's more of a pirate now, and so she wears a
Ooh.
hat. Eleanor wears a hat.
Mm.
It's upgraded to pirate hat.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like a New York Mets hat or whatever.
Yeah.
It's true. The pirate lady did wear a hat.
Time travel hat. And then my last one, again with trying to get more ocean stuff. I hope we see a giant squid.
Ooh, nice. Is that a just a stranded deep
Yeah.
cut?
Luska the Great.
I'm
Is
into
that
it.
its name?
Yeah.
Right on.
All right, I'm gonna do mine. Well,
No
to
one's gonna-
piggyback on that one, Joe, I have Talks of Sea Monsters.
Okay.
Ooh.
There are
So-
talks.
And then I think maybe they go a little too overboard, and we see undead skeletons.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going straight
Pirates. of the
pirates.
Caribbean.
I like it. I like it.
I think we see greater or equal to 2 sinking ships.
At least 2 sinking
At
ships.
least 2 sinking ships.
Okay.
And then I think they bury the treasure at the end.
Oh,
I hope they do.
So, like, none of us know anything about Treasure Island, right?
No.
Correct.
Because, like, if this, I got to assume 2 things. One, that, like, a premium access show like this doesn't really get canceled, like, or not if you have a show, right? So this has got to be it.
Yeah.
And that B, it would make sense then if this is a prequel that it just butts right into
Treasure Island.
Treasure Island. If you're
Mhm.
like a fan, that's like what you want, right? But there's no way to know if that's what's happening when we watch
Not,
this.
and I mean, do we all
Unless
want to
you
read
read
the
some
first
articles.
chapter of Treasure Island before we?
Yeah. I'll read the cliff notes again in the first chapter of
Yeah.
Treasure Island.
Kind of want to do that. Okay. So, barring all of that, I think Billy Bones is captain. He was kind of like nobody in this. He like was he even like
I didn't even know he was
First
named
mate.
in this. So
Yeah, Billy Bones is like the skinny guy.
yeah.
he was the guy with the captain most of the time. Yeah.
He was like
Okay.
he was like telling John Silver 'cause, like about the ship and stuff at the beginning. He was in
Mhm.
a lot of the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So I feel like Flint's on his way. By the end of this, Flint will be out and Bones will be the big dog. Maybe the king, because Captain Flint thinks he told Billy that he's the pirate king. The pirates need a king, and he's it.
Hey, you gotta know your king before you can be king, right?
Maybe Billy Bones will be pirate
That's what they
king.
say.
Is that what they say?
That's
Yeah.
what they say about
Say.
kings. Yeah.
Number 2, I think we get a reference to the Black Pearl.
Okay.
You know, makes no sense, but seeing that's the only other pirate thing I know about. Then number 3, so that whole king thing, Captain Flint was talking to Billy Bones about how there's a war coming and that like civilization is coming for them and we're against the world, which is kind of like what the very beginning descript had a little paragraph about how the pirates have a war on the world or war of the worlds. What is it?
War
Starring
against the world or
Tom
something.
Cruise.
Was that one? Or was that the Brad Pitt one?
What's the Brad Pitt one?
Which one? One was like World War Z or something.
Oh, that was Brad Pitt.
Mhm.
That
That's
was World War
zombies.
Z? That's
Yeah.
zombies?
Mm.
All right. So I think there's going to be a war in this and that it's just like basically like the end of the pirates is what we're seeing. Pirates are losing the war.
Mm.
No more pirates.
Is there no pirates in Treasure Island?
I mean, there's
They're
a
the
couple.
last of the pirates.
There's a couple. But the pirates are losing the war. Is
Okay,
what I'm
okay.
saying. Number 4, I think there is like some booty for sure in play.
Oh, there's
But I-
booty.
Oh, there's gonna. Oh man, if we've seen anything, if it's anything like
If
the
there's
pilot,
anything we've seen in episode 1, there's definitely booty.
oh man. But I think it's not the Spanish ship booty. I don't-
Okay.
I think they fail on Spanish ship.
I mean, after 4 seasons, they stopped looking for the ship and they're going for something else.
I
or
feel like
something.
that felt like that's probably like a first season plot. You know, we're chasing the ship.
Mhm.
That's a good first season, but not series.
Sure. I mean, the first season, it's
guess
only
we'll
8
see.
episodes long.
Oh dang!
And then
Okay,
it goes 10, 10, and 10.
8 8 seems like a weird amount.
Small amount. Well, maybe they said we'll give you 8, and if people like it, then you can have your other ones.
I feel like that's what they're doing when they give you 10.
Yeah. Probably
8
also
just
true.
Seems rude. You won't even give us 10?
And disrespect me by 2?
Maybe they ran out of money. Premium access money.
Quite possibly. Okay, should we get into this finale?
Yeah.
It's called 38,
Sure.
which is just the amount of episodes that there's been in total.
Cool.
It aired on April 2nd, 2017. Just so you know, it wasn't a joke. It was after April Fool's Day. Yeah, so let's get into it, and we'll see you after that. And we're back. We're done with the finale of Black Sails. It's called 38. Do you have a write-up, Jim?
Roman numeral. Yeah, I do. Jack and his crew arrive at Skeleton Island and attempt to rescue any survivors in the aftermath of Roger's ambush of Flint and Silver's crew. Jack, Flint, and Silver sail behind Rogers and the...
I think it's Eurydice.
Okay. To engage them in one final battle. The Eurydice has been seized, and Flint and Silver go back to Skeleton Island to retrieve the treasure. Jack returns to Philadelphia to talk to Marion Guthrie about her buying out Roger's debts. Flint chooses to go to Savannah. Order, at least on the surface, is restored in Nassau.
Yeah, it's either Eurydice or it's
like
Eurydice.
Eurydice?
Yeah.
I think that was what my mouth was going to say.
But I think I've heard the word Eurydice before.
So the show ends in peace. Super lame and boring. Don't watch it.
All is fine.
Which is probably I kind of got the like hint at the end of this that this could be actually some maybe historical accuracy they were going for here. Like, did this really? Is there some sort of? How did they stop piracy at some point?
I mean, in the end, it was probably like colonization. Like the people that did that just policed the seas until piracy went away.
Yeah.
Probably very, very harshly, they dropped the hammer on the
destroyed.
pirates, I think is the technical term.
I'll have to read the general history of pirates.
Yeah.
With a Y, because apparently that's the book that kind of started the kind of mythos of the legacy of pirates. This like pseudonymed book that like lays out like Blackbeard and all the big people and like half the characters in this show who weren't actually in Treasure Island.
Fair enough. What did you guys think of the finale just in general?
So it starts out with like the big battle,
Yeah.
and that's maybe the first half hour, and then the last 45 minutes or so are tying up all the loose ends, a lot of dialogue. I noticed there was a lot of like the scenes themselves were like very long. Of, like, because like the scene of Captain Flint and John Silver like talking, and they're talking a little bit philosophically, but also about just like where do we go from here. And it's like, I feel like it's like 10 minutes long of just like these two guys talking. And I feel like in a lot of, especially in a lot of finales, you get kind of quicker cuts because it's like they got a lot of stuff to handle.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like one-on-one convos that were like long.
That's what you get with that premium access. You got all day to tie stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like Flint and John Silver were definitely like the two main characters of the show for the majority of the time. They were both in the first episode. They seem to have become good friends at some point and worked together for most of the time.
Yeah.
And then there was that other guy. His name was like Rackham.
Rackham.
It was probably Rackham, but if you say it reads Rackham.
So that's not Jack. Who's Jack from the write up?
So is that
He's like the kind of like bald guy.
bald guy?
Maybe I'm misremembering a bald guy.
There was
The bald guy. Do you think the bald guy was Flint?
No,
right.
That's Flint with like the
red beard.
Red beard.
Yeah.
There's John Silver with the missing leg. There's the mustache guy, and that's Rackham.
That's Rackham.
Yep.
And then there's Jack.
And then there's someone named Jack.
I literally can't picture who Jack was either.
I feel like there's like a third guy with Flint and John Silver. That's I think he was bald, but I also don't remember him doing anything in particular.
I mean,
which is interesting because like the write up is like very Jack-centric.
Jack did this. Yeah, he really didn't do a whole lot because it was those two like talking. Like the full fight happened, obviously, and those two even like climbed up the mast sail and like dumped Billy Bones into the water. And somehow like won that battle.
Yeah.
And then Rackham was the guy that like went and was like, here's the treaty, because he's the one that basically explained to like some colony lady like, hey, you're gonna get a new governor of like Nassau and you're gonna make things better.
Is Rackham.
Oh, Jack Rackham.
Jack Rackham.
Oh, okay. In IMDb
Calico
it only says Rackham, so it doesn't left out. I'm gonna have to edit IMDb later tonight.
Well, then that makes sense.
That makes a lot more sense, yeah.
Calico
because he was there most of the time, but I
Yeah.
just assumed since they kept calling him Jack that it was something else. Yeah, and
all comes together.
he returns and talks to people and kind of figures it out, and then instead of, I think the other big thing is basically because it seemed like Billy Bones was working for like was it like the British or something? I don't know.
Yeah, he was not with our pirate friends here.
No.
He's anti-pirates at this point.
And I did read a little bit of Wikipedia to like learn like kind of the beginning of Treasure Island, and it starts off, who knows how it starts off, but the starting of the whole story essentially is Billy Bones goes to like an inn somewhere, and he like asks the person there or people there to like keep an eye out for a man with one leg named John Silver. And then people catch wind or one of the kids, Jim, I think his name is Jim. That might be like the main character. And
sounds familiar.
He's like the innkeeper's son or something like that. And stuff happens and Billy Bones just ends up dying early on. And then that Jim kid goes and like tries to find Flint's treasure. And they keep like coming across people that used to be in Flint's crew. So I bet like a bunch of people in this show are just people from the book then. Yeah. And then John Silver shows up at some point, and at this point they call him Long John Silver.
Long John L.J. Silver,
the cook.
Long John Silver's.
Why do you think they call him Long?
Don't know.
You guys ever been to a Long John Silver's?
Yes.
I feel like it's not like a popular fast food chain, but
I
honestly don't
think
think
it was gross.
You remember it being gross?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just the fish fillet, but that's like all they have.
Yeah, the breading's kind of weird. Well, like my experience of the Long John Silver's is that there used to be one in Milwaukee that was connected to a Taco Bell.
I was gonna say I've seen one connected to a Taco Bell before, but I ate at the Taco Bell.
Yeah, so like if you have a Taco Silver's, like that's a good way to experience Long John Silver's because it's not like you just got to get shrimp or chicken planks or whatever. It's like you can get your Taco Bell and then just add a chicken plank to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. You just called it a Taco Silver's?
Taco Silver's.
Not a Long John Bell's?
No.
Okay.
That's incorrect.
No, that's ridiculous.
That's stupid.
How dare you?
All right, fair enough. Yeah, so I mean all that happened, and then so Long John Silver and Flint had that like combo, and I feel like they kind of made it seem for like 10 minutes that maybe he killed Captain Flint, and then it turns out that Captain Flint went to like I mean, I feel like a slavery type plantation in the Carolinas, because he said Savannah and he said the Carolina.
Like a prison.
Yeah. And then, but he met like up with some dude named Thomas Hamilton, who it then appeared that it was like Flint's like long lost lover or something like that.
Yeah, I guess that like according to the IMDb, that guy was in the show for like the second season.
Okay.
And then maybe we haven't seen him since then.
Right.
Because it said second and fourth. I'm assuming the fourth season was what we just saw him. Yeah. But I mean, who knows?
Yeah. And then, I don't know, it's just like, just a lot of inner workings of like how NASA became pirateless is really like the bulk. That wasn't the 30 minutes of talking. That wasn't Silver and Flint talking. It was just apparently Jack, like
Jack him,
setting up like helping set up like free working government and NASA without pirate peace. But then also he seemed to also be a pirate at the end. But they were like, there's no piracy in NASA.
There's no pirates.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
You know?
Raise this flag.
And we have a pirate's flag. And we're going to go look for Captain Flint's treasure, probably.
It seemed like he didn't want to do that.
Yeah, but he's gonna. Come on. He's gonna do it.
It's a lot of treasure. It's like a lot of treasure.
What, are you going to not go look for the buried treasure?
Well, I mean, I think he knows. Doesn't he know where it is?
You sound like he had an idea. Probably on Treasure Island.
Probably
guess.
Probably on the Treasure Island.
Hey, should we check Treasure Island first?
Let's do skeleton.
2 on the nose.
He wouldn't put it there, huh?
The other reason why I
Only
feel like
an
it kind
idiot.
of sounds like Rackham doesn't want to go find the treasure and isn't interested in it is also because this is the end of the show. Presumably, like Treasure Island starts within a year or 2 of this,
Sure.
or something. And if he's off trying to find it,
yeah.
and he's not in Treasure Island, that kind of messes stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I kind of was like, oh, maybe he just wants to be a chill
true.
pirate.
Also, not like 5 minutes ago, he just brokered peace and declared piracy illegal.
Maybe he just likes pirate fashion, but isn't really trying to be a pirate, live that pirate lifestyle.
Just a fan of the facial hair.
Yeah, he's an aficionado of history. It's like what you say when you like have a bunch of like Confederate stuff in your house. You're just like, oh no, I'm really interested in like the Civil War.
Oh God. What's all this Klan stuff you got?
It's like, oh yeah, just some more history. Yeah, very interesting.
I'm searching for the hidden Klan treasure.
A lot of swastikas in here.
Oh yeah, there's Nazi treasure too.
I'd almost like to give Jack a little bit more credit.
Yeah.
He's not just pirate cosplaying.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. I do think it's hard to blow past that. But I do think I'm interested in the like transition of Long John Silver from like he's like full-fledged pilot now, right? He's got he doesn't have the peg leg yet.
Yeah, he's got a beard,
but he's got one leg.
He's on his way to a peg leg because he's got one leg.
No parrots.
His teeth were very white in the first episode.
How were they in this one? They were still pretty white.
I mean, he's pretty bearded.
They were
so
pretty
it's hard to
straight,
tell.
but they were like...
They were dimmer?
Yes. They weren't like bright white, I'm an actor teeth.
Yeah, he was getting that
Right.
Jon Snow hair and facial hair going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, he was very pretty, clean shaven, and like certainly he was just kind of a like trickster. He's kind of sly and not he wasn't certainly not leading any rebellions, you know.
Or
He's just trying to
dudes
keep
in the chest.
or any of that. He was just trying to stay alive and probably trick some pirates out of a lot of treasure.
Right. Oh, they did do that one interesting like random bookmark or bookend that I wouldn't have called.
Oh yeah.
Which is like when the battle was happening, he went into like the back of the bottom of the ship, and there was like a guy cowering, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And the guy was like, "I'm a cook."
And he spared his life.
And he's like, I've played this game before.
I get it, guy.
and he hired him for his crew. And it all started over again.
Yeah.
And that boy's name was Blackbeard. What if Blackbeard was in this, actually?
I don't know.
Or they just like talked about him and never showed him, joked about him being around, and they're like, ha ha ha, watch out, Blackbeard. And then it just always was a girl with that was prostituting.
Prostituting. Yeah, maybe Blackbeard doesn't actually exist in this like realm, whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Universe.
His realm. His pirate realm.
I mean, overall, I
Pirate
feel like
dimension.
if you are into Treasure Island and you like pirate shows, or maybe interested in some sort of like dramatic set piece type show, I think it's probably a pretty good show.
Yeah. If you're into a Game of Thrones type show,
Definitely a Game of Thrones type show.
but if you're not necessarily tied to the books or medieval stuff in general, and you're just like, I could go for a pirate show that's like, also a prestige drama, then yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
Production was good. Everything seemed like it was like really well done. So put some care into it, and it actually seemed like it ended how they wanted to end it. So that's probably a good thing. A show. We don't normally see shows that just get to end.
Yeah.
That's few and far between around here.
So that's always a plus.
Yeah. I don't have any attachment to Treasure Island, so I feel like I might be more interested to start a different prequel show, because we've done a few others like what's the Hannibal Lecter one?
Oh,
Hannibal.
Yeah. Hannibal.
That was really good.
I watched all of that.
That was
there's great.
Bates Motel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good spooky month prequels.
Yeah, it's really just Treasure Island prequel and scary movie prequels.
Yeah.
Into it.
We could watch MTV's Scream and see if that's a prequel to
the
movie Scream.
Origin story of Billy Loomis.
That'd be a horrible show.
Billy's mom just killing people again.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. You got me.
Oh,
I'm in.
you're in for that one?
I'm in.
Yeah, because at first I was picturing like
there's-
12-year-old Billy Loomis. Like,
Just
being
like
a weirdo.
Yeah, just like killing animals.
Yeah, but Billy's mom was the
pre-serial killer
killer in Scream 2.
Oh.
Because
yeah.
Billy was the killer in Scream 1. So she was the killer in Scream 2.
So she
I
could
forgot
easily
about that,
be
yeah.
the killer in the prequel. Probably not her first, right?
I mean,
Fine. Get a grandma, aunt, whatever.
Billy's aunt.
It's a family affair.
Aunt Loomis. It's killing everybody.
Auntie Looms.
Okay. I mean, what else we got anything else to say about this?
No. Not a single boob in this episode.
See, I knew they were going to get away from those boobs. That was almost for surely like just like, oh, this is the first episode. Let's just get a lot of boobies in here.
Let's give 'em
they're
what
gonna
they're-
pirate, and there won't be boobies anymore because there isn't gonna be 30 pirate wenches on a ship. So
Sure.
if you're into pirate boobies, this first episode's for you. If you're only in it for the pirate boobies, it's probably less and less a show for you.
I feel like the majority
I
of
can't
these
speak of the
kinds of
36 other
shows,
episodes.
they just are tapered down.
That's true.
You know,
Game of Thrones tapered
They're
down.
boob heavy.
I feel like the first 2 seasons of Game of Thrones was written just by like a dirty 12-year-old boy that was like, Mom says I can't see boobs unless I write them into Game of Thrones.
I feel like there's a decent amount
It's a
of
bad mom, by the way.
There's a decent amount of just sex and gore throughout Game of Thrones. Like it's fairly peppered in at all, like in every season. I don't know. I'm gonna start it over again, so I'll let you know.
Oh God.
Well, I've got the HBO Max.
I've never watched all of that show. I only saw the first couple seasons,
That's crazy.
and then like the last season or something like that.
So yeah.
That was enough.
So you missed like 2 seasons.
Yeah, but I read those books, so you know what I'm saying.
Were they even doing the? Okay, this doesn't matter. Right?
Just listen to our Game of Thrones episode, listeners, and we've had this conversation already. So should we get into how we did on the predicts?
I forgot.
Yeah, we have those. You forgot that we do them?
Yeah.
What do you got, Joe?
Yeah, I could go. I've got someone calls him Long John, which that was, before he even showed up, there's two characters talking about, have you heard of Long John Silver?
Yeah.
So that's in there. I have Long John kills Captain Flint, which he did not. He spares his life.
So close.
It's a close one, though. And then I had that Eleanor wears a hat, and we didn't see Eleanor, so she's gone.
Yeah.
And then I had a giant squid, and there were no sea creatures, so just the 1 point for being called Long John.
Yep.
That's a good one.
All right. I had talks of sea monsters, and I didn't even catch talks of sea monsters.
No.
Undead skeletons, and I didn't see that. I thought for a second, with the skeleton models in the first episode's opening scene.
I don't remember that. Actually.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
See, I didn't think so either. So I was like, oh my god, there actually might be a chance, but
Yeah.
I think maybe that was just
it.
whatever. I said there was 2 or more sinking ships, and I think there might have only been 1, if any.
I think both those ships made it.
Yeah, I think they.
Yeah, and maybe both those ships made it. Yeah, so I'm not saying that at
There
all.
was a
And I think I might have gotten this one because in the previously on, they bury the treasure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was the previously on? Oh.
Yeah, that was this is what happened leading into this, and they had buried Flint's treasure because they had to bury it because that is what they're looking for, Treasure Island.
Right.
And then that's why they all talk about it. So they all did talk about it, how it was buried in this episode too.
Okay, right.
Or whatever.
Man, that confused me because at some point in the episode, I was thinking that was just a scene that we had seen, and I was like, they've just never gone back and talked about this, when they were just burying this treasure. That makes sense.
I kind of thought when they were on the island and it was John and Flint talking, and he was like, I can kill you, or you can do something else and forget about all this crap. I thought they were on the island where they buried the treasure, but maybe they weren't. I thought they were going to grab it again or something. And I was like, don't unbury it.
Let's move it.
So, but I'm going to take my 1 point.
Fine. I thought Bones was going to be in a captain position, and I don't know what Bones is.
He was in some sort of opposition position.
Oh, and I didn't think we said that he's also in Game of Thrones. Dickon Tarley. And then I thought there's going to be a Black Pearl reference of some kind. Maybe it could have been, a name that Disney ripped off of an actual boat. Or, Pirates of the Caribbean could have ripped off an actual boat. Then I thought there was going to be a war and that the pirates are losing. I don't really know. There was a battle.
There was a battle. I don't know if it was a war though.
I wouldn't say the pirates won it.
Yeah, that's true. I'd give you half a point for that. I don't think it's a war.
And take it. I think Captain Flint just really, really wanted a war.
I think there was at most a couple skirmishes, and then peace came to Nassau.
And then I thought there'd be some booty in play, but not the ship that they were after. So I guess they buried booty. I don't really know how to tell based on what we saw. So I might just be sticking with my half a point.
All right, I was just trying to think of how you were going to convince us.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, in a way, there was always booty in play because they were trying to
the pirates.
I guess I assumed, but I don't even know. I assumed that Billy Bones and that English ship that was attacking the pirates. I don't even know if they were were they attacking them for the treasure, or were they just trying to kill them because they were pirates?
That's what I think.
Yeah.
That Captain Rogers guy or whatever.
Captain
the
Steve Rogers.
The whatever he was like, I just want to break their spirits and blah blah blah.
Yeah, he just wanted to murder pirates.
Things did not end well for him. I didn't quite understand. He was just really in debt, and Jackham, what's his name? I forgot.
Jackham.
That's it. Yeah,
Jackham.
Jack R. Ham.
Jackham. It's just easier to say Jackham. He was like, I just want to help take this guy down. But yeah, there's no way. And even like I said, like the rest of the episode, they like never talked about the treasure until Jack talked about it at the literal last second, and he was like, nah. So
Yeah,
like, I can't even talk myself into this point.
Yeah, when the pirate lady was in the pirate lake, are we gonna go get that treasure? And he was like, nah.
Maybe next season. Come on, stars.
He's like, we can't do that. There's no pirates. Wink.
All right, 0.5.
All right, we'll give it to you. Okay, so
A generous 0.5.
a generous 0.5 from the audience. That's it. That's Black Sails. If you're into pirates, watch it. And that's gonna
Into
do
boobs.
watch it. Or at least watch the first episode. All right, that's gonna do it for this week. If you want to do submit show suggestions, please do at FNL Podcast on the Gmail or on the Twitter. That'd be great. But that's it. So we'll catch you next week, listeners. Goodbye.